Hello, Bill.
Hello, Captain. Good to see you again.
Hello, Stuart.
Hello, Captain. I have just carried out the walk-around check. There are 1 or 2 nicks in the starboard tyre, but nothing critical. Everything is fine otherwise, and they will be connecting the battery cart very shortly.
Exit.
The stairs are in position. I have sent Catherine and Edith to deal with the door captain. The passengers are getting out of the bus now.
Before start checks.
Before start checks, landing gear lever, Captain.
Down.
Ignition switches.
Ignition switches off.
Circuit breakers and switches.
Switches set.
Circuit breakers and switches set, Captain.
Hand pump selector.
Hand pump selector. Brake. Brake selector valve.
Brake selector valve set to emergency.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set.
Electric tub.
Electric tab. Checked.
Rudder booster.
Rudder booster. Checked. On.
Boosters.
Boosters. Checked. Off.
Ordnance lights.
Ordnance lights. On.
Flight engineer. Before start checklist, Captain. Fuel dump valves. Closed. Firewall shut-off valves. Open. Battery voltage. Checked. Inverters. On. Generators. Off. De-icers and anti-icers. Off. Crossfeed valves. Closed. Vacuum shut-off valve. Open. Master RPM control. Full. Blowers. Low. Fuel tank selectors. On. Cowl flaps. Open. Carburetor air. Cold. Master engine selector. Set to engine 3. Oil cooler flaps. Open. Air conditioning. Panel set for cruise altitude. Anti-icer fluid. Full. Hydraulic fluid. Full. Fuel quantity. Checked. Engine oil quantity. Checked. Gross weight and centre of gravity. Checked. Oxygen and masks. Checked. Fire warning system. Checked. End of flight engineers before start checks.
Great stuff, Stuart.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Beatrice Leclerc, Chief Stewardess of this aircraft. On behalf of Air France, Captain Bertrand, and the rest of the flight crew, may I welcome you on board Air France Flight 2049, the Star of the Maghreb, from Paris to Casablanca. If you require assistance at any time, please ask myself or one of my colleagues, Catherine and Edith. Also, please review the safety instructions for this Lockheed Super Constellation aircraft on the card in your seat pocket. If you are in an exit seat, also review the exit seating criteria. Should you feel unable to deal with these matters, then contact the flight attendants. The captain is about to start the engines for departure. Please fasten your seat belts and have a good flight. Thank you. I think the passengers are all aboard and seated. Is that correct, Catherine?
We are all set back here, Beatrice. The passengers are all aboard and seated. Shall I go ahead and close the door?
Yes, close the door please. Then you can tell the captain we are ready for startup.
Take the steps away, please. Thank you.
Catherine, see you when you're next here. Have a good flight.
Captain. The door is closed and secured. The passengers on board and the air stairs have been taken away. We are ready to go.
That's great, Catherine. Thanks.
Start engines.
Ground crew, can you please confirm that the propellers are clear and a fire guard is in position with a fire extinguisher?
Hello, cabin. Ground crew chief here. Propellers are clear. Wheel chocks are in position. Our fire guard is posted and ready. Go ahead with engine start.
Ground crew reports that propellers are clear. The fire guard is in position and signaling that he is ready, preparing to start engines. Nav lights switched on. Switching beacon lights on. Over to you, flight engineer.
Starting engines. Starting number 3. Turning number 3.
Contact number 3.
Number 3, oil pressure good. Turning number 4.
Contact number 4.
Oil pressure rising on number 4. Turning number 2.
Contact number 2.
Oil pressure rising on number 2. Turning number 1.
Contact number 1.
Number 1 oil pressure rising well. The last overhaul has been a success. All engines started and running satisfactorily. Synchronizer on. Ship's battery on. Ground power off.
Terrific stuff, flight engineer.
Warm-up checks.
Warm-up checks.
Compasses.
Horizons and flux gate compasses. caged and erected. Ground crew, please confirm that all engines are running normally, that the battery cart has been disconnected and removed, and that the wheel chocks have been pulled away.
Hello again, flight crew. All engines running satisfactorily. Battery cart disconnected and removed. Wheel chocks pulled away. Have a good flight.
Thanks a lot, Antoine. See you when we come back. Headed covers and gear pins aboard. Ground crew reports battery cart disconnected and removed, and that the wheel chocks have been pulled away. Batteries and generators on. Alternate instrument power on. Warm-up checks complete.
Taxi checks.
Taxi checks, Captain. We are clear on the right.
Turn indicators.
All turn indicators checked.
Propeller reversing.
Propeller reversing. Checked.
Clocks.
Clocks and altimeters checked.
Clocks and altimeters checked.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for flying with Air France today. Please direct your attention to the cabin crew for important safety information. We are now taxiing for takeoff. Please fasten your seat belt by inserting the flap in the metal buckle and tightening. To release your seat belt, lift the flap on the buckle. It is airline policy that passengers keep seat belts fastened in flight while seated. There are emergency exits now being indicated by members of the cabin crew. Please locate the exit nearest to you, which may be behind you. The cabin is pressurized. If there is a loss of pressure, the panel overhead will open and an oxygen mask will appear. Remain seated with your seat belt fastened and pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Cover your nose and mouth with the mask and place the elastic strap round your head. Please secure your own mask before assisting others. You may of course smoke in the passenger cabin, but please do not smoke in the washrooms. Thank you for your attention.
Take off flaps, Bill, please.
Takeoff flaps set.